So what we're going to go through today is what is electrical engineering, what is electronic engineering, the careers that you can get from either of the pathways, the areas of engineering and the UTS courses that UTS offers, and how to best prepare to study engineering at UTS. And we're going to follow up with a Q&A session with our panelists. So a poll's going to appear, and do you know the difference between electrical and electronic engineering? It seems that the majority of people are quite unsure. A lot of people straight up don't know what it is. Congrats to those that do know, but we're going to go into a little bit more now. So firstly, getting into what is electrical engineering. So I like to think of it as engineering of the bigger things compared to electronic. So things that generate electricity, complex large-scale power systems, power distribution, recovery storage, household appliances, renewable energy systems, things like that. Whereas electronic engineering, I like to think of it as smaller things. So engineers designing, building, assembling, and testing hardware found inside smart devices, involving sensors, cameras, batteries, a lot of peripherals like that. There is a strong interaction with software and artificial intelligence. It underpins advances in many other engineering disciplines. You also involve the miniaturization of electronic components and the Internet of Things, which is in great demand. So why choose electrical engineering? The future is electric. It's an evolving industry and it's got continuous innovation and it's continuing to grow every day. It's the forefront of the future of technology. Renewable energy is our future. Having an analytical mindset with the ability to innovate solutions would be really helpful for those who want to choose electrical engineering, and being able to be a part of major infrastructural projects. I don't know if anyone's heard of the Snowy Hydro project. You can be involved in solar farms, trains. There's also the Australian Power Institute. They represent major Australian power companies, and there are bursaries available to first-year students. So contrasting, why choose electronic engineering? So electronics is driving major advances in the efficient use of resources, advanced healthcare, diagnostics, space technology, smarter transport and control, and better environmental monitoring. It underpins nanotechnologies, quantum hardware, wireless communications, advanced software, a lot of cool things. And employers of electronic graduates are located across the globe. And if you want the best of both worlds, UTS offers electrical and electronic engineering. So because IoT, Internet of Things, is increasingly used in sustainable engineering and distribution, you can kind of combine those things. Energy monitoring using IoT devices. You can fabricate new types of sensors for use in power, energy control systems, for designing microelectronics for control of power systems. And in case you didn't want to combine both, you can still work in more traditional electrical and electronic roles. You're not confined. So with a bachelor in one of those, there are heaps of career opportunities. You can work with electric cars, aircraft, train product development. Defense has a lot of opportunity within it as well, and within military hardware manufacturing. Energy companies employ a lot of electrical and electronic engineers, including sustainable energy providers. If you want to go into biomedical and working with people in electronics, you can work in health engineering, electronic component manufacturers for consumer products. So working within the electronics for mobile devices, household appliances, smart technology. You can also work in the R&D space if that's what interests you. Looking into what jobs you can kind of get with electrical, you look at the graphic we have there. There's a lot of space in building services, mining and oil, power. It's broken up into a lot of little ones and heaps of opportunity. Going into electronic, you have electronic systems, you have defense again, electronics design, sales, a lot of space that you could go into. So now we're going to have another poll pop up on the screen. So based on the kind of information you have, what major would you be more interested in? Cool. So we have quite a lot of people interested in electronic, I see. A couple more, electrical and electronic. Some people still unsure, totally fine. You got time to decide on that. So these are all the courses that majors, that UTS offers for engineering. Today we're focusing on electronic, the electrical and electronic. To note, the ones with asterisks, they're the double majors, so you can't use your elective block. That's why there's a double. So going into the course structure, this is for electrical engineering. And if you look at it in the first and second year, you go into a lot of your engineering core subjects. You study your electrical core subjects. And then into your third and fourth, and a little bit into your fifth, you have your electrical choice subjects, is when you choose your stream. And then in your final year, you do your capstone, which is like your final year project. Also noting that you have your Diploma professional engineering practice. So in your second half of your second year and the second half of your fourth year, you do a 6-month placement in industry. Similarly with electronic engineering, you're focusing on your engineering core subjects, your electronic core subjects towards the earlier part of your degree, going into your electronic options and your final year project towards the end. And combining both of them, you do your engineering core subjects, then you have your core subjects for electrical and electronics, and your final year project for all that. So for those subjects that you choose, you have 4 threads. We have control, we have embedded systems, there's renewable energy and power systems. So if you're choosing either for any of them, you can attach the Diploma Professional Practice. So this one requires you to complete 2 6-month internships. You do one in your second year and fourth year. You have your opportunity to get real experience before you graduate. So you're graduating with 12 months of experience, which puts you on an edge against other people graduating from other unis. You develop professional skills, really highly valued by employers, and you can build networks with top organizations in the industry and people working already within the industry. So now, just a little bit about me. As I said, I'm a 4th year student studying electrical engineering. I graduated 2018. I chose electrical engineering mostly because I enjoy math. I also enjoy science, kind of the best of both worlds. Not to let any of that intimidate anyone, because I'm not exactly a math whiz. In high school, I did 2-unit math, and UTS does a good job at transitioning you into learning the rest. I really enjoy how practical the subject is. Going into what I've learned in industry, I can kind of see exactly what I've been working on, whether it's substations or airplanes. Particularly, UTS has been really great to learn at for the Diploma professional practice, so adding in that experience that you can choose what you want to do later in life and get experience before you graduate. In addition, there's been so much support working here and studying here. There is the Women in Engineering and IT community for those women out there and men. You make a lot of great networks and friends within the engineering community. There's also been orientation buddies. When I first started, I was an orientation buddy and I had an older student be a buddy. Now I am a buddy and I mentor younger students. There's also been a lot of leadership development programs at UTS, which have been really great. And there's been a lot of job opportunities within UTS. So firstly, this here, being a Sprout representative for the Faculty of Engineering IT. I also do lab demonstrating for first year subjects. So for the Introduction to Electrical and Electronic Engineering course, which has been really great to develop those core skills for electrical analysis. But enough about me. I'm going to hand it back over to Hayley to finish it off.
Okay, so I'm going to talk to you guys about a bit more about how to get into uni and the dates and everything. So we have adjustment points for UAC. So adjustment points are pretty much just points that are added to student raw ATAR to give a selection rank. Adjustment points are capped at 13 for UTS, and adjustment points can be given for a number of reasons, including completing the UTS engineering and IT questionnaire, which I'll talk about a bit later, good results in Rebel and HSC subjects, gender, and then special circumstances and more. So if you need more information about adjustment points, you can scan the QR code, or we'll be sending you the presentation later. Okay. So the UAC key dates, there is scholarship applications open at the moment. So have a check on those if you guys are in year 12 and thinking about studying here. You guys never know if you get it. I would say just apply, even if you think you're not going to get it in your ATAR or whatever, just apply. You never know sometimes, you never know. And then, so open day, it's our first on-campus open day in 2 years. That's going to be in August 27th, and I'm super excited for that. And then there's scholarship applications close in September. And then the offers of scholarship release in December, also when UAC offers start. And then there's going to be a few multiple UAC offer rounds from December to February, I'm thinking. And then there's UTS orientation in February, and then in March, autumn session starts. So this is the UTS Early Entry program, which is the questionnaire we were talking about. So you use your year 11 results to enter UTS if you're currently a domestic or international onshore year 12 student. How you apply through the UTS online application portal. So it's not UAC, it's on our own UTS website. It's free to apply, and then applications open around June to July. We don't have any exact dates at the moment, but you get like 2 months until it closes in September anyway. And then the offers, so you get a provisional offer, which will be released in October before the HSC commences. And the only really big requirement is you have to complete your HSC. So student support. So I know a lot of people always ask questions about what type of maths do we do? What type of maths do we need for engineering or IT? So normally we recommend at least advanced mathematics, but there's no prerequisites or anything. If you guys are doing general or advanced maths and think that you guys want a little more knowledge and stuff before you start uni maths, we have bridging courses. We have bridging courses for maths, physics, and chemistry. And that normally happens just before autumn session starts. We also have UPass, which is pretty much when your autumn session starts or spring session, you have your subjects, and then most of the classes in your first few years of uni have UPass, which is pretty much just an extra class that is run by students like myself or Erica that have done really, really well in their subject. And they kind of teach you what they kind of did and help you in achieving a better, mark really.